Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Sagittarius weekly tarot bite reading for the week of July 17th through the 23rd. This is I Am Illuminated tarot reading for Soul Illumination. So hi, everyone, and welcome. To everyone who is returning, thank you so much for your continued support. It does mean the world to me, and I hope you do get something meaningful out of this reading. Now, for those of you who are new, thank you so much for watching, and I too hope that you get something meaningful and maybe inspirational out of this reading. Now, we are looking at the energy for the week ahead for the sign of Sagittarius. It's a short reading, so just about 10 minutes or so. And we're diving deeper into the two themes that came up in the general collective reading, which was posted on Sunday for the week. So we had Poised and King of Pentacles. Now, this really speaks to, this is that kind of in-between week, the breather week. This is where we take a look at the past cycle that is getting ready to close for us. It's where we've learned how to master something in the physical in our life. That's what the King of Pentacles speaks to. It means that we've mastered a skill set, whether we've learned how to manage our time, whether we've learned how to assert our authority or our value in, let's say, a work environment, whether we've learned how to manage our financial resources, something along these lines. You have developed a skill set that can now be applied in the next cycle. But the next cycle is coming fast on the heels of this 1 week respite because we've got a lot of things changing this week astrologically wise. We have Venus going retrograde in the sign of Leo on the 22nd. And we also have the North Node and the South Node moving from Taurus and Scorpio, which is where it's been for the past year and a half, asking us really to embrace what we value in our physical experience. And how can we change, and bring more of what we value as we move out of this and into the new cycle that is happening starting this week as the nodes move into North Node in Aries and South Node in Libra, where we are really being asked now to say, how can we start to prioritize the I versus what we put aside for the sake of the we or others, which is Libra. So there is a sense here of all of us kind of saying, okay, we had a year and a half to figure out our change and what we value. And then now how can we really honor ourselves and start to bring that in through the power of the self, what we want to initiate. And what are we bringing in this next cycle? We're bringing in our star. You can see that star above the head of that adorable little fairy there. And what does the star represent? It represents our guiding dream, that kind of guiding principle of, our entire life that we want to really experience in the physical. So it's a really abundant and positive new cycle for many of us, as long as we keep our eye on that star and we really have the courage. That's what Aries asks us, to have that courage to go for it. Okay, so let's go ahead here, Sagittarius, and see what's coming out for your sign. We have Knight of Wands. Well, there you are. That's your card in the tarot. Hooray! So this next cycle is really going to honor you. What you naturally bring into your life experience through just having Sagittarius as a strong placement in your birth chart. That is I like to call it the spiritual adventurer. It's someone who likes to just go out and wants to experience life through meeting new people, through going, kind of just trying what feels good. Like, ooh, that looks neat. I'm going to go try that out. Ooh, that person looks cool. I'm going to go see if they want to hang out. That kind of mentality. But the spiritual aspect comes in because as you go about really learning through direct experience and just doing what feels good, you not only learn about what lights your fire and what you developing your own passions, but there's a sense too of being able to spread what you learn about each one of those little things that you touch and being able to say, oh yeah, I did that. You should try it too. Or, hey, you know what? If I mix this and that, you two people might be a perfect, it's like almost like meeting two different people and saying, hey, I think you guys would be great. You should meet, that kind of thing. So there's a sense here of really being able to capitalize on that aspect of yourself. There's a sense of freedom too that comes in. It might be that maybe in the last cycle, there was restrictions that came in, things where you weren't able to feel as free. Maybe you weren't able to, maybe pursue just kind of hobbies and side passions, or you weren't able to just go out and, take in a concert when you wanted, or take that trip that you can, something along those lines, because with the Knight of Wands and then we have the King of Swords also coming in. The King of Swords really speaks to being firm in what you know. The King of Swords is the energy of Aquarius, but it's someone who really can look at both sides of a situation. They really understand the facts. They are very, very clear, mentally very clear. Also, how they speak. There's a fairness that comes through with the King of Swords, but there's also a strong understanding of what you know. You know what you know, and you can utilize that. It's almost like saying the freedom that comes in being able to just embrace yourself again is through really coming from this place of confidence in what you know, confidence in what you're capable of, confidence in that you can see all sides, and confidence in your ability to, again, really utilize that mental plane of experience for yourself, to then be able just to say, I'm going to go out there and do it because I can, because I know I can. Very interesting. It's a very interesting energy for you here, Sagittarius. But it's exciting to be able to see. For some of you, this could actually be taking something. This could be like, when you think of the King of Swords, this could be somebody who is maybe working towards getting a secondary degree or education, and suddenly now they can take that out into the world and just see what, it's like saying, okay, I'm a doctor now, but I want to see, now that I've graduated and I'm at this point, I want to go out there and I just want to kind of get my hands dirty for a while. And I might work here. I might go work with Doctors Without Borders. I might go, something along those lines where it's almost like you've gained a skill set or you've gained a confidence in some aspect of your experience, but now you get to go out and just have fun with it. There's a freedom around it. So maybe in the last cycle, you felt restricted because you were going to school. Maybe you went through 8 years of school and that was a slog, and now you're free to just actually practice medicine, or this could be where maybe the last few years of your life you're working towards retirement and finally you get the chance to retire and you're like, yeah, I'm good. I know what I know. I worked my butt off and now I'm going to go out and have fun. Something along those lines. But you're moving into a new cycle that is far less restrictive. So the King of Pentacles, we have the Six of Cups. Six of Cups, to me, can speak to two things. Making peace with the past. It can be a return to our innocence. It can be bringing a part of ourself forward that we had kind of almost forgotten about. And there's a Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's something here around a worry around maybe going back to something. Nine of Swords speaks to kind of those thoughts that keep us up at night. And they're just thoughts, right? It's like, being afraid of the monster under your bed. And with the Six of Cups, I get the feeling for many of you, like in this past cycle, when we think about something that we have mastered, you might have actually mastered getting past anxiety. There might have been something where you were maybe plagued by overthinking. You were, there could have been a worry too about either someone from your past. There might have been maybe something that you couldn't make peace with in your past as well. This could be something where finally this whole cycle is wrapping up and you're like, I'm done with that. I've made peace with it. And now I'm ready to go out there and have fun. It is a heavy energy. It's coming through very much like that. So maybe some of you this week are really, really looking at that and saying, the Six of Cups can also speak sometimes to nostalgia or to kind of like the rose-colored glasses where we look back at something and we think it was better than it was. But it can also be where we're just looking back at something and maybe as you look back at the past cycle and what happened there, you can realize, I don't need to worry so much about that anymore. I don't need to carry the burden of my parents' divorce with me anymore into this next cycle of my life. There's something that feels very much like that feels very much like maybe there was an innocent part of yourself that had been lost, but now maybe you get to regain it a little bit, and there's a sense of making peace with the past, getting past those worries, almost like mastering. Because if you go from the Nine of Swords to the King of Swords, this shows that there's a mastery from overthinking and worry to someone who is clear-headed and knows what they know. And the King of Swords would never be the person up at night worried about all the what ifs, because he's going to say, no, I'm not. Why would I worry about something I know I have no control over? Something, there's a feeling here like that. So you've gone from, I think, mastering a fear, I'm mastering your mind. I think that's really what it's come down to. Is like many of you have mastered either getting past maybe an anxiety disorder or a time where you were just maybe hyper fixated on something that you just couldn't get past from your past. And now finally that's done, and you are moving into kind of this clear-headed, confident, I'm going to go out there and shine and have fun. That's the new cycle that's starting for yourself. Something has been made peace with, and now you get a chance to really just live into life. That's really what's coming through here in this next cycle. Two of Coins at the bottom of the deck speaks to kind of the juggling of what we do day to day. It can speak to actually asking you to prioritize one thing over another. If you think of two pentacles as seeds, well, it's very difficult to ever have one of those seeds grow if we don't actually put one seed down and then plant one seed and then take the time to nurture it. Now, you can obviously plant two seeds and do the same, but it's actually having to take the moment to say, I'm going to stop just juggling my day to day to take a look and see what I actually want to nurture. There could be an element here of reprioritizing. Maybe you're reprioritizing what you want to grow more of, which is a sense of fun and adventure. And I think this is that week where you get a chance to really, again, review something from the past that you can make peace with, and then really realize just how far you've come, what you've mastered, what you are a master of, with the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles, and then how now can you utilize that to liberate yourself in the next cycle to just go out there and do what feels good, to be you. All right, I will leave it there, Sagittarius. I hope you all have a wonderful week ahead. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, the full July Taroscope for each sign is up on my channel. If you'd like to view August's full Taroscope, those will start to be released at the end of next week. All right, I will see you all for the next weekly Tarot Bite reading. Bye, Sagittarius.